A United States Wedding Website Guide by State. Chapter 1. A United States Wedding Website Guide. United States Wedding Websites 1. usmarriagelaws.com. Use these formulas. topweddingsites.com / topweddingsites.com / topweddingsites.com Hawaii. vadalert.com /media / wedalert.com /media / Alabama. wedalert.com /media / Illinois. abutaifuLafFairoftheheart.com, Justices of the Peace, Civil Weddings. allweddingcompanies.com. atozmarriages.com. weddingphotographydirectory.com. bensforhireusa.com. bestweddingsites.com. bigdismallworld.com. bridalassociationofamerica.com. bridalspace.com. bridalspace.com /wedding-articles. brides.com. brides.com /local. catholicbrides.com. celebrityweddingsonline.com. countryweddings.com. disneyweddings.com, done at Disney amusement parks. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/American_wedding. equalityinmarriage.org. eventlinker.com. fieryhourweddingplanner.com, learn how to avoid wedding industry scams, free e-course. genwed.com/state, free marriage records online. getin-hitched.com. imapp.org, Institute for Marriage and Public Policy. instantmemories.com /wedding_photography_packages. localweddingofficiants.com. localweddingphotographers.com. United States Wedding Websites 2. marriagelawfoundation.org. marriages.org. mbbride.com, wedding dress. myweddingcenter.com. myweddingchurch.com. myweddinghq.com. naoonline.com /marriage laws. onude.com, wedding/marriage counselors. originalrunners.com, wedding decorations. partypop.com. partypop.com /categories/ministers, wedding officiants. perfectweddingguide.com. photolinks.com, find a photographer. planningtheday.com. recessionalweddingmusic.info. renaissancebutterflies.com, live butterflies for release at weddings and special occasions. skylighter.com, sparklers for weddings. smartmarriages.com. starwoodhotels.com /wedding. theknot.com. United States Wedding Websites 3. tiahudingparty.org. tiahudingvendor.com. tiahudingzone.com. topweddinglinks.com. topweddingsites.com, has links to every state. usmarriagelaws.com. vitalcheck.com, marriage records. vitalrec.com. webforwedding.com. wedalert.com. wedalert.com /eventsearch/states. weddingandeventdirectory.com. weddingbasics.com. weddingchannel.com /local. wedding-chapels.org. wedding-club.com. weddinglinks.com. weddinglocation.com. weddinglx.com, the Wedding Resources Directory. weddingministers.com /listings.php. weddingphotousa.com. weddingplannerlist.com. weddingpros.org, Association of Wedding Professionals. wedding-reception-music.com. wedding-resources.com. weddingsdata.info. weddingsolutions.com. weddingzource.com. weddingusa.com. weddingusa.com /links. weddingvendors.com. weddingvendors.com /marriage-license-laws. weddingvendors.com /marriage-license-laws/United-States. weddingweb.com, wedding services in the large cities. WeddingWindow.com, free wedding website. WedExperts.com, links to every state. WedJ.com, disc jockeys, photographers. WedPlan.com. WisdomQuotes.com, marriage quotes. World-wedding_location/North_America. WPJA.com, Wedding Photojournalist Association. www.weddings.com. YourEventConnections.com. United States wedding websites at dmoz-od.org/regional/north_america/united_states/business_economy/event_planning/weddings. MarriageLicense.com. ColinCowie.com, Colin Cowie, National Wedding and Event Planning. Also contains home decor, book, and television show information. JustMarry.com, Just Marry, wedding planners and coordinators with offices in Orlando and Jacksonville, Florida and Savannah, Georgia. Chapter 2. Weddings by State. 1. Alabama wedding marriage websites. accessnamechange.com/ml/al.htm, marriage license. al.topweddingsites.com. alabama.localweddingofficiants.com. alabama.usmarriagelaws.com. alabama.wedding-club.com. alabamabridal.com. alabamabrides.com. alabamamarriage.org. alabamaouting.blogspot.com. alabama-wedding.com. alabamaoutingband.com, musical group for hire. alabamaoutingsmagazine.com. authenticweddingchapel.com, Birmingham. capscove.com, a North Alabama bed and breakfast with wedding chapel and event facilities in Oneonta, Al. countryweddings.com/state/alabama/index.shtml. heartcellweddingchapel.com, Heartcell. mobilemarriage.com. mountainchapel.com, Huntsville, Alabama wedding chapel. sweetgumbottom.com/weddings.htm, bed and breakfast, Alabama wedding, Alabama wedding chapel, Alabama wedding location. weddingsalabama.com. Gulf Shores wedding chapel. Gulf Shores, Alabama 36547. 334-968-6222. 334-968-7715. GulfshorseWeddingChapel.com. Alaska wedding marriage websites. akweddings.com. alaska.localweddingofficiants.com. alaskabride.com. alaskaimagedesign.com, wedding photography. alaskaouting.com. alaskaoutingconnection.com. alaskaoutingphotography.com. alaskaoutings.net. alaskaoutingvideos.com. Arizona wedding marriage websites. AnnaArizonoutingphotographer.com. ArizonaFamilyLaw.blogspot.com. ArizonaIn.com/weddings.htm, Tucson. ARizonouting.com. ArizonaWeddingImages.com. ARizonoutingphotographer.com. ARizonoutingphotos.com. Arizona-wedding-planner.com. azweddingexpo.com. azweddingflowers.com. phoenixweddingpastors.com. sedonaweddinggpa.com. Arkansas wedding marriage websites. arkansas.com/hotdeals/category.asp?cat $weddings and honeymoons. arkansas.localweddingofficiants.com. arkansasbride.com. arkansasin.com/packages.asp. arkansasweddingideas.com. arkansasweddings.com. arkansasweddings.net. arkansasweddingvideos.com. hotsprings.org/wedding_planner. littlebell.com, Arkansas wedding chapels. resortsandlodges.com, the definitive directory for resorts and lodges in Arkansas. California wedding marriage websites. You can get a license with no waiting period at any county clerk's office, cost between $45 to $55 depending on the county. There are no residency requirements. There is no blood test, must be 18 and if remarrying, must furnish divorce or death papers of your former spouse. The two best places to get married in California are the Monterey Peninsula and Lake Tahoe. 1stchoiceweddings.org, Los Angeles area. 4wed.net, Orange County, CA, wedding officiant. SouthBayWedding.com, San Francisco. BensForHireUSA.com/California. Brides.com/local/California. CaliforniaBridalGuide.com. CaliforniaBrideandGroom.com. CaliforniaOfficeIance.com. CaliforniaPhotographers.com, California Wedding Photographers, San Francisco. California-Wedding.com. CaliforniaWeddingLocation.com. California-Wedding-Photographer.com, Orange County Wedding Photographer. CaliforniaWeddings.org. DestinationsAndTabArbor.com/elope.html. Disneyland.disney.go.com/Disneyland/n_a/wedding/index, Disneyland, R, weddings. ElopeToDelMar.com, Del Mar, CA. ElopeToLaJolla.com, California. ElopeToParatiSodings.com. ElopeToSanDiego.com. ElopeToSantaBarbara.com. HighMountainWeddings.com, Lake Tahoe. Lake-Arrowhead-Weddings.com/beachwedding California beachwedding.shtml. LakeHubTHSkiWeddings.com, Lake Tahoe. MarryingGuy.net, Los Angeles wedding officiants. OccasionsLaw.com, reception halls in California. RitzCarlton.com, Ritz-Carlton Wedding Resort. SpecializedWeddings.com, Palm Springs. TheMarryingGuy.com, Los Angeles, wedding officiant. WeddingLocationCalifornia.com. WeddingPennies.com, Sacramento, CA. WeddingPlannerList.com/California. WeddingsByThSea.com. Monterey Tourism. Monterey.com. Monterey County Clerk. 408-755-5030. A by the Sea Wedding. 2999 Monterey Salinas Highway. Number 3. Monterey, California 93940. 408-375-8574. Lake Tahoe Tourism. 800 at Tahoe. 800 Go Tahoe. GoTahoe.com. VirtualTahoe.com. LakeTahoeChamber.com. TahoeChamber.com. GoTahoe.com. North Tahoe. TahoeFund.org. South Tahoe. TahoeInfo.com. Nevada County Clerk. 916-582-7712. El Dorado County Clerk. 916-573-3408. Colorado Wedding Marriage Websites. For Boulder County only, no blood test is required. Bride and groom must bring some form of ID like birth certificate, driver's license, or passport. They don't have to be residents of Colorado. Both bride and groom must sign the license. Neither party must be currently married nor can they be relatives. Go to the office of the county clerk and pay about $25. Office hours are 8 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. Colorado.com/article 153. Colorado.wedding-club.com. Colorado Association of Weddingofficiants.com. ColoradoDigitalVideo.com, Denver. ColoradoDirectory.com/wedding/planning.html. ColoradoInfo.com. ColoradoSpringsWedding.com. ColoradoWeddingAssociation.com. ColoradoWeddingCenter.com. ColoradoWeddingPiano.com. DenverWeddingCenter.com. ElopeToColorado.com. ElopeToCoronado.com, Coronado, Co. EstisParkWeddings.com. FoothillsChapel.com, Golden, Co. LionsGateCenter.com, Country Mansion and Gatehouse available for special events. MountainWeddings.com. MyColoradoRadoting.com, Mountain Weddings Estes Park. PerfectWeddingGuide.com/Colorado. PikesPeakWedding.com. PinecrestEventCenter.com, Colorado Springs. PlanaColoradoRadoting.com. RockyMTNWeddings.com. RomanticRiversong.com, Riversong Bed and Breakfast, Estes Park, Colorado. SpringsWeddings.com, Colorado Springs Wedding and Reception Source. TivoliLodge.com, Vail Small Weddings. Connecticut Wedding Marriage Websites. AngelsWatchIn.com, Angels Watch In, Westbrook, CT. ConnecticutBridalPlanner.com. ConnecticutWedding.com. Connecticut-Wedding.net. Connecticut-Wedding-Professionals.com. Connecticut-Weddings.com. Interlockenin.com, Lakeville, CT. NewEnglandDJs.com, Wedding Disc Jockey. NewNGLandInsandResorts.com. Pavilion-Catering.com, Connecticut Wedding Reception Hall. Delaware Wedding Marriage Websites. Brides.com/local/Delaware. DeciDio.com/local-businesses/catering-Delaware-Ohio-S41.html. DelawareOnTheWeb.com/businesses/wedding.htm. Visit southerndelaware.com/wedding.htm. WeddingUSA.com/links/Delaware. District of Columbia Wedding Marriage Websites. AllFaithsWeddings.net, Minister/Officiants serving Virginia, Maryland, and the District of Columbia. TheBridalCafe.com/District of Columbia/DC Wedding Vendor Index.htm. THUtingNetwork.org/state/Washington DC.htm. Florida Wedding Marriage Websites. Must be 18, no blood test, no waiting period, around $90. Go to any county courthouse. Disney World has a package deal where you can get married right there in the castle. Jules Underwater Hotel in Key Largo has a place you have to scuba dive to get to. 1-866-MARRYME.com. AllenWeddings.net/Floridotings.html. aperfectbeginning.com/beach_weddings/Florida_weddings.htm. ASunshineWedding.com, Florida Keys. Autingforyou.com. BensForHireUSA.com/Florida. CentralFloridotting.com. CheCA.com, Florida Keys Wedding Location, Oceanfront Luxury Florida Resort. CPMelbourne.com, Wedding Hotel in Florida. FL.TopWeddingSites.com. FloridaBridalGuide.com. FloridaKeysWeddings.us. FloridasBeach.com. Floridotting.us. FloridottingCeremony.com, Tampa. FloridottingGuide.com. Floridotings.com. FloridottingServices.com, Central FL. ForeverWed.com. GetMarried in CentralFlorida.com, Wedding Officiant. GetMarriedInDaytona.com, Wedding Officiant. GetMarriedInFL.com, Wedding Officiant. GetMarriedInFlorida.com. KeysWeddings.com. LazyWay.com, Key West, FL. MagicalElopements.com, Orlando. MiamiWeddingPlanning.info. MyMiamiWedding.com. NightSwan.com, New Smyrna Beach, FL, Night Swan Intracoastal Bed and Breakfast, have your wedding there. ParadiSodingsFlorida.org, Central Florida. RoyalChapel.com, Orlando, Florida Wedding Package. SarasotaWedding.com, Florida. SuncoastWedding.com, Central Florida. WeddingsByThSea.net, Fort Lauderdale Weddings. WeddingServices.com, Orlando, FL. WeddingWeb.com, South Florida. We've got thekey-west-weddings.html. Florida Tourism. GoFlorida.com. Amore Wedding Chapel. 93.5 King St. St. Augustine, FL. 904-826-0715. AmoreWedding.com. Historic Wedding Chapel. APerfectBeginning.com. 866-522-0022. Disney Resort. 407-828-3400, Fairy Tale Wedding. 407-827-7200, Honeymoon at Disney Resort. DisneyWorld.com. TropicoOLMiami.com. 888-76 Miami. Georgia Wedding Marriage Websites. AtlantaBridal.com. AtlantaPhotographer.com. AtlantaShipLimousines.com/wedding.html. Atlanta-wedding-chapels.com. BensForHireUSA.com/Georgia. Brides.com/local/Georgia. Coastal-Georgia-weddings.com. Exclusive GEORGI outingceremonies.com. FoundryParkin.com, Athens, GA. GarenFest.com, Georgia Renaissance Festival, they do weddings. GeorgiaBridalGuide.com. GeorgiaBride.com. GeorgiaCenter.uga.edu/weddings/packages.phtml. GeorgiaWeddingDirectors.com. GetMarriedAtlanta.com. MagnoliaHallEvents.com, a special events facility. MagnoliaTerrace.com, Magnolia Terrace Wedding Chapel in Helen, Georgia. Marriott.com. SavannahGoutings.com. SouthernWeddingGown.com, Swainsboro, Georgia. StarwoodHotels.com/wedding. THUtingNetwork.org/state/Georgia.htm. VillaCristina.com, Restaurant, Atlanta. WeddingLocation.com/region/36/Georgia-wedding-locations.html. WeddingMinisters.com/listings.php $location=Georgia. WeddingsByGeorgia.com. WeddingSolutions.com. WeddingStiles.net. Windsor-Americas.com/weddings.htm, Hotel, Americas, Georgia. Hawaii Wedding Marriage Websites. Must be 18, appear together before a license agent, woman must have rubella screening test, no blood test, no waiting period, no resident or citizenship requirements, $60. Go to any county courthouse. AHawaiiWedding.com, Oahu. Aloha2Hawaii.com/kauai_wedding_officayant.html. Aloha Forever Hawaii Weddings.com. Aloha Island Weddings.com. Aloha Maui Weddings.com. APlusResorts.com. Barefoot Hawaii Weddings.com. Beachwed.com. BeachWeddingsinHawaii.com. BluePearLimages.com, Hawaii Wedding Photographers. BridalDreamHawaii.com. DreamWeddingsHawaii.com. FirstClassWeddings.com, 800-262-8433. GetMarariEdinHawaii.com. GoHawaii.com. GreatHawaiiWeddings.com. HaikuGardens.com, Haiku Gardens Weddings. Hawaii.com/visit/oahu/romance/wedding/index.php. HawaiiChristianWeddings.com. HawaiiWedding.com. Hawaii-wedding.com. HawaiiWedding.net, 888-286-5979. HawaiiWeddingNetwork.com. HawaiiWeddingPackages.com. HawaiiWeddings.com. HawaiiWeddingSandEvents.com. HeloHawaiiTribune.com, newspaper, look for local wedding planner ads. HiltonHawaii.com. InHeavenWeddings.com. Kauai-Hawaii-Wedding.com. cowiwedding.com, 800-585-5595. lovehawaii.com, 808-235-6966. marrymehawaii.com. mauigiftfromabove.com. mauiwed.com. mauiwedding.net. mauiweddingplanner.com. marrymauiweddings.com. morganhawaii.com, wedding photography. paradisodingshawaii.com, 800-428-5844. perfecthawaii.com. photohawaii.us. preciousmauiweddings.com. previewhawaii.com. rainbowweddings.com. ritzcarlton.com. royalhawaiianweddings.com, 800-659-1866. royalconottings.com. sisonsbrides.com. sheraton-maui.com. sheratonwaikiki.com. treasuredmoment.com. wedaloha.com. weddingbythesea-hawaii.com. wedhawaii.com. westhawaiitoday.com, newspaper, look for wedding planner ads. hawaiiweddings.net, 877-393-3614. whiteorchardwedding.net, 800-240-9336. Honolulu Marriage License Office. State Department of Health Building. 1250 Punchbowl Street. Honolulu, Hawaii 96813. 808-586-4545. state.hi.us/do/records/vr_mari.html. Wedding registrars, where to get the license. Big Island, 808-974-6008. Kauai, 808-241-3498. Lanai, 808-565-6411. Maui, 808-984-8210. Molokai, 808-553-3663. Hawaii Tourism. 800-GO-HAWAII. GoHawaii.com. Hawaii.org. Idaho Wedding Marriage Websites. eastidahodings.com. id.topweddingsites.com. idaho.localweddingofficiants.com. idahoblueheron.com, plan a memorable intimate wedding at the Blue Heron Inn. idahodingevents.com. idahodingplanner.com. inidaho.com/weddings.htm. memorable-events.com, Boise. partypop.com/region/idaho.html. southeastidahobride.com. sunvalley.com, Sun Valley Resort. wedding-chapels.org/Idaho. Illinois Wedding Marriage Websites. bestweddingchapel.com, Best Wedding Chapel, Shelbyville, Illinois. bridalshowexpo.com. Central Illinois weddingplanner.com. chicagolandwedding.com. chicagomarriage.com. chicagodingservices.com. ciweddings.com, Central Illinois. daofdreams.com, Chicago, IL, wedding officiant. galena.org, good site for a wedding according to the Tourism Office. illinois-conference-center.com/weddings.html, weddings, Illinois Conference Center, Chicago, IL. illinoisweddingphotography.com. ilweddingofficiants.com, Illinois wedding officiants, wedding ministers. oscarswan.com, Oscar Swan Country Inn, Geneva, IL, site for weddings. reallifeweddings.com, Chicago, Illinois wedding photographer. theambassadoreasthotel.com, Chicago, wedding venue. weddingdj.com, Chicago wedding DJ. Indiana wedding marriage websites. antlerlogcabins.com, Brown County wedding, Nashville, Indiana. bestwedding-sites.com/local_resources/indiana/index.shtml. brides.com/local/indiana. BrownCountyWeddings.com, BrownCountyIndianWeddingChapel.com, in.topweddingsites.com, Indiana.localweddingoffICIANS.com, Indiana.wedding-club.com, IndianaBride.com, LoftChapelWeddings.com, Little Loft Wedding Chapel, Nashville, Indiana. NewHarmonyIn.com, Indiana weddings and receptions in lakeside setting in New Harmony, in. PeerodingPhotos.com, Indianapolis wedding photographers. SilverLiningsPhoto.com, professional Indiana wedding photography. StarwoodHotels.com/wedding. THutingZone.com/Indiana.php, Indiana wedding disc jockeys, photographers, florists, and videographers. Honeymoon Mansion. Bed and Breakfast Inn. 1014 East Main Street, New Albany, Indiana 47150. 800-759-7270. bbonline.com/in/honeymoon. Near Louisville, Kentucky. Iowa wedding marriage websites. CandleLitwayWeddingChapel.com. Getin-hitched.com/iowa.html. HopesBridal.com, bridal shop with 2 Iowa locations, Atkins and Davenport. Iowa.localweddingoffICIANS.com. Iowa Bed and Breakfast Weddings.com, Iowa Bed and Breakfast Wedding and Honeymoon Directory. IowaBridalPlanner.com. IowaBride.com. IowaPhotographers.com, Iowa Wedding Photographers in Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Dubuque. IOWOutingIdeas.com. Pedal-perfect.com, Florist, Des Moines. SouthernIOWouting.com. VictoriesTour.com, Wedding Supply Store in Davenport, Iowa. VisionsPhotography.net, Wedding Photography serving Eastern Iowa, based in Cedar Rapids. WeddingsInIowa.com. YourWeddingIowa.com, Des Moines. Chapter 3. Weddings by State 2. Kansas Wedding Marriage Websites. KansasWeddingGuide.com, Kansas Wedding Guide. BroncatosCatering.com, Kansas City's wedding rental and catering company. Gigmasters.com, hire a band. Kansas.localweddingoffICIANS.com. KansasCityWeddingCLergy.net. KansasCityWeddings.com. KCWeddings.net, Kansas City. THutingMaker.com, Kansas Wedding Minister. WeddingUSA.com/link/Kansas. Kentucky Wedding Marriage Websites. AspenHallmanor.com, in for weddings. BluegrassBride.com. Brides.com/local/Kentucky. HarmonWeddings.com. JamesCookPhotography.com, Georgetown. Kentucky.localweddingoffICIANS.com. KentuckyWeddings.com, Lexington, Videography. KY.topweddingsites.com. MistyValleyWeddingChapel.com, Rolling Hills. NorleanManor.com, Norland Manor, wedding site, Northern Kentucky. TheCovingtonMadison.com, Wedding and Corporate Event Center, Cincinnati/Northern Kentucky area. These are all wedding chapels. Agape of Jesus. Catholic Chapel. Louisville. 502-493-8815. Classic Touch. Madisonville. 502-825-1430. Country Garden. Greenup. 606-473-7006. Grant Manor Bed and Banquet. Louisville. 502-327-0707. Hute F. Martin. Catlettsburg. 606-739-0486. Presbytery of Louisville. 502-895-3411. Quick Hitch. Louisville. 502-583-7464. Thomas Jefferson Unitarian Church. Louisville. 502-425-00 6943. Tie the knot. Lexington. 859-299-8199. Wedding Chapel. Catlettsburg. 859-739-8490. Wedding Chapel of KY. Nicholasville. 859-881-9005. Louisiana Wedding Marriage Websites. Brides.com/local/Louisiana. ChampagnePalace.com, The Champagne Palace Wedding Receptions, New Orleans, Louisiana. CountryWeddings.com/state/Louisiana/index.html. Let'sGetMarried.com, New Orleans, Louisiana. LocalWeddingOfficeIance.com. LouisianaBridalGuide.com. LouisianaCastle.com, Elegant Weddings and Receptions. LouisianaVideographer.com. LouisianaWedding.com. Louisiana-Wedding.com. LouisianaWeddingGuide.com. NOLA-Weddings.com, New Orleans Weddings. TakeMeToTheRiver.com, Quality River Parishes Wedding Info, info on scenic destination wedding plantations in Louisiana. WedAlert.com/local_wedding_services/Louisiana/index.asp. WeddingBasics.com/local/Louisiana-weddings.asp. WeddingsInNewOrleans.com. WeddingsSouthLouisianaStyle.com, Weddings South Louisiana Style, Baton Rouge. Main wedding marriage websites. Asticu.com, The Asticu Inn, a historic Maine inn. bestbands.com/wedding/main/main.html. CamdenHawthorne.com, The Hawthorne Inn, Camden, Rockport, Maine. CamdenMe.org/weddings. DJMaine.com, Maine disc jockeys. DJsMaine.com, disc jockeys. GetMarrieEdinMaine.com, wedding officiant. MaineDreamWeddings.com. MainePhotographer.net. MaineWeddingAssociation.com. MaineWeddingDJ.net, disc jockeys. MaineWeddingPlanner.com. MaineWeddings.com, Boothbay Harbor, Maine. NanantumResort.com, waterfront resort hotel in Kennebunkport. PointSebago.com, Point Sebago Resort, Maine Weddings. SarahScatters.com. TheBlackTieCo.com, The Black Tie Co in Portland, Maine. TheCoastalHouse.com. TheAralMaine.com/wedding.html, Maine wedding guide from the Penobscot Bay Regional Chamber of Commerce. WeddingsDowneast.com, Camden, Maryland wedding marriage websites. BaltimoreWeddings.com. Brides.com/local/Maryland. DCWed.com, wedding products and services in Washington, D.C., Maryland and Virginia. DZEntertainment.com, Maryland wedding DJs, wedding photographer. KentManor.com, weddings on the water in Maryland, historic Kent Manor Inn and Restaurant. Maryland.com/guides.php/1wddng/weddings, Maryland Weddings Guide. MarylandBridalGuide.com. MarylandDJ.com. MarylandVideographer.com. MarylandWeddingBand.com, hire a band. MarylandWeddingPhotos.com. MarylandWeddings.biz. MarylandWeddings.com. Maryland-Weddings.com. MDBlackWeddings.com. MDOFICIANT.com. MDWeddings.biz. MDWeddings.com. MrsBegin.com, Southern Pawnee, Maryland border, Georgian mansion, 15 rooms, weddings up to 150 guests. MiltonRidge.com, wedding ceremony and reception location. MyDayMagazine.com, resources and advice for discerning brides in the MD, DC and VA area. StarwoodHotels.com/wedding. WeddingsMD.com. WeddingsPerfect.com, Maryland wedding photographers and photojournalists. Massachusetts wedding marriage websites. MassMarrier.blogspot.com, Mary in Massachusetts. AFTEarimageproductions.com, videographer in Ma. BostonDiscJockey.com. BostonWeddings.com. Brides.com/local/Massachusetts. CapeCodResort.com, Cape Cod Resort and Spa, Hyannis, Ma. ClubMarriage.com, Marriage Services, Boston. DanielWebbSDERN.com, Sandwich, Ma. GBWG.com, Greater Boston Wedding Guide. GreaterBostonWeddingGuide.com. HaverhillUSA.com/weddingsinvitations.html, Haverhill, Ma. MassachusettsWeddings.com. MassLimos.com, Massachusetts Limousine Companies. MassLimos.com/Massachusetts-wedding-links.htm. MOddingGuide.com. MOddingPhotographers.com, Wedding Photographers. MOddings.com. NEBridalMall.com. NewEnglandDJs.com, Massachusetts Wedding Disc Jockey. NewNGLandInsandResorts.com. NewEnglandMusic.com, Hire a Band. NewEnglandMusicians.com, Hire a Band. SouthshoreWeddings.com, Boston. WeddingNewEngland.com. WeddingReportSMA.com, Massachusetts Wedding Reception Halls Directory. Michigan Wedding Marriage Websites. ForMackinac.com, Murray Hotel and Inn on Mackinac Island. BrideStoBeShows.net. CastleFarms.com, Northern Michigan Wedding Location. CastleInTheCountry.com/wedding.htm, Castle in the Country B&B. KCourTAA.com, The Kensington Court Hotel, Ann Arbor. LOVALinesWeddings.com, Lovelines Wedding Ceremony Services. MeBride.com. Michigan.localweddingofficance.com. Michigan.org. Michigan.wedding-club.com. michiganbusiness.us/michigan-wedding-guide.php. michiganvacation.org/wedding/index.html. michiganweddingplanner.com. michigan-weddings.com. michiganweddingsolutions.com. stoneangelchapel.com, Flint, Me. Wedding Consultants of Michigan.com. Minnesota Wedding Marriage Websites. AmanEnisotauting.com. Brides.com/local/Minnesota. DJSoundProductions.com, Disc Jockeys. GoldenLantern.com, Red Wing Bed and Breakfast. LogHouseBB.com, The Log House and Homestead Bed and Breakfast overlooking Spirit Lake in Vergas, Minnesota. MidwestSoUND.com, Minnesota Wedding DJs. Minnesota.wedding-club.com. MinnesotaBridalNetwork.com. MinnesotaMonthly.com/media/Minnesota-monthly/guides-resources/the-wedding-planner. MinnesotaWeddings.org. mn.topweddingsites.com. mnweddingminister.com. mnmarriage.com. mn-weddings.com. moondancein.com, Moondance Inn in Red Wing, Minnesota. starwoodhotels.com. weddings.minneapolis.org. Mississippi Wedding Marriage Websites. brides.com/local/Mississippi. countryweddings.com/state/Mississippi/index.shtml. Mississippi.localweddingofficance.com. Mississippi.wedding-club.com. MississippiWeddingServices.com. MonmouthPlantation.com, experience the romance of a wedding at a plantation in Natchez. THUtingZone.com/Mississippi.php. Visit Mississippi.org. WeddingBasics.com/MississippiWeddings.asp. Missouri Wedding Marriage Websites. Branson is an eastern version of Las Vegas. BBIM.org/wedding.html, Missouri Bed and Breakfast Inns. BroncatosCatering.com, Kansas City's wedding rental and catering company. Brides.com/local/Missouri. dickeyhouse.com/weddings.htm, Branson, Missouri wedding. Embassysuitesstcharles.com, Missouri wedding. Harborregin.com/weddings.htm, Missouri's Lake of the Ozarks Bed and Breakfast Inn. Kansas City Wedding clrg.net. kcweddings.net, Kansas City. MissouriWeddingGuide.com. mo.topweddingsites.com. modingconnection.com. ozarksbride.com. smallweddingsmissouri.com, an elegant small wedding at Rachel's Bed and Breakfast in Annapolis, Missouri. stlouisweddings.com. stlweddings.net, St. Louis. weddingusa.com/link/Missouri. Precious Moments Wedding Chapel. 4321 Chapel Road, Carthage. 800-543-7975. Montana Wedding Marriage Websites. AvantFloralDesign.com. BigsKYMontananet.com/group_planning/weddings.php. BucksT4.com, Bucks T4 Lodge in Big Sky, Montana. IsaacWaltonInn.com, alongside the mountains of Glacier National Park. CottalinGreen.com, Montana wedding planners in Bozeman and Big Sky, Montana. MontanaBride.com. Montana-wedding-photographer.com. MontanaWeddingPlanner.com. MontanaWeddingSource.blogspot.com. Montana-wedding-videos.com. MyMontanaWedding.com, Northwest Montana wedding and event professionals. ParadiseCustomWeddings.com. RainbowRanch.com, Riverside weddings in Big Sky, Montana. VisitMT.com/wedding. Nebraska wedding marriage websites. EmbassysuitesLincoln.com, hotel. ne.topweddingsites.com. Nebraska.localweddingofficeince.com. Nebraska.usmarriagelaws.com. Nebraska.wedding-club.com. NebraskaWeddingDay.com. NebraskaWeddingGuide.com. NebraskaWeddingVendors.com. AnnieWeddingDay.com. OmaWeddingVendors.com. RosesForYou.com, Grand Island, Nebraska wedding florist. New Hampshire wedding marriage websites. AdmiralPerryHouse.com, inn located at the foot of the White Mountains. GetMarariAtNNH.com, wedding officiant. Gigmasters.com, hire a band. MountainViewFreezeDry.com, New Hampshire. AnnieBridalMall.com/nh. AnnieWedding.net/new_Hampshire.html. NewNGLandInSandResorts.com. NewEnglandMusicians.com. NewHampshire.com. NewHampshire.com/wedding/elope-in-nh.aspx. NewHampshireWeddingDirectory.com. NHLiving.com/wedding/index.shtml. NHWeddingMagazine.com. NHWeddings.com. NHWeddingSites.com. NorthstarEvents.com, New Hampshire entertainment, bands, and DJs, 800.935.band, 2263. WeddingArden.com, Vermont, and New Hampshire. New Hampshire Tourism. Visiton.gov. Crestwood Chapel and Pavilion. 400, Schofield Mountain. RD. Ashuelot, New Hampshire, 03441. 603-239-6393. Fax, 603-239-7342. Crestwood-e.com. info@crestwood-e.com. Castle in the Clouds. RT 171. Moultonboro, New Hampshire, 03254. 800-729-2468. CastleSprings.com. Romantic Castle. If you're rich, you can have your wedding there. New Jersey wedding marriage websites. AbuTiFuLaffFairoftheheart.com, New Jersey wedding ceremonies. bensforhireusa.com/new_Jersey. brides.com/local/new_Jersey. cornucopiacruise.com, New Jersey wedding reception cruises. crystalgolfresort.com, Crystal Springs Resort hosts wedding receptions. fairwindsfinecatering.com, the Basking Ridge Country Club, Fairwinds, catering for weddings. fisherstutorweddings.com. newjerseybridal.com. newjerseybridalplanner.com. newjerseybride.com. new-jersey-wedding.com. newjerseyweddingcenter.com, Wayne, New Jersey, 973-686-1044. newjerseyweddings.org. nj.topweddingsites.com. newjerseywedding.com. newjerseyweddingplanner.com. spaceodysseyusa.com, the hottest space for your event located in Englewood, New Jersey. supernewjersey.com, New Jersey area yellow pages. wolvertonin.com, along the Delaware River near Bucks County and New Hope, PA. New Mexico wedding marriage websites. bandbeathouse.com, bed and breakfast, Taos. bishopslodge.com, Santa Fe, NM wedding resort. brides.com/local/new_Mexico. casasdesueños.com, Albuquerque, New Mexico country inn. columbineintaus.com, inn for wedding. haciendavargas.com/weddings.htm, Albuquerque. hiltonofsantafé.com, Santa Fe Historic Plaza Reception Hotel. hotelsTfrancis.com/weddings.php, Santa Fe. laposada.rockresorts.com, weddings at La Posada. littleweddingguide.com, wedding photographers. marriagemakers.net, Albuquerque, NM, wedding officiant. new-mexico.localweddingofficiants.com. newmexico.et.com/nm_weddings_1t02.html. newmexicolimos.com. newmexicoutings.net. premierbridenewmexico.com. puebloballoon.com, marry in a hot air balloon, Taos, New Mexico. santafenmweddings.com. New Mexico Tourism. newmexico.org. Santa Fe Tourism. 800-777-2489. santafe.org. New York wedding marriage websites. albanyweddings.com. brides.com/local/new_York, New York wedding dresses, photographers, and other resources. buffalobride.com. castleonthehudson.com, have your special occasion at the Castle on the Hudson, New York wedding. mynewyorkwedding.com. newyork.allwedding.com. new-york.usmarriagelaws.com. newyork.wedding-club.com. newyorkluxurylimo.com, New York Luxury Limousine. newyorkmetrodings.com. newyorkweddingphotographer.com. newyorkweddingring.com, spend a day in our jewelry studio learning to make your own wedding rings. newyorkcityweddings.com. newyorkseamarriagebureau.com. newyorkmag.com/weddings. newyorkwg.org, the New York Wedding Group is a nonprofit association of New York City wedding professionals. starwoodhotels.com. thandarainn.com, Finger Lakes Wedding Inn. North Carolina wedding marriage websites. afterhours.com, North Carolina wedding. ashevillebridal.com, wedding resources for Asheville, NC and Western North Carolina. audingminister.com, in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and the Triangle area of North Carolina. carolinabridal.com. misscarolines.com/faq.html, North Carolina Wedding Chapel. ncdreamweddings.com, North Carolina Mountain Wedding. ncweddingconsultants.com, North Carolina. ncweddingminister.com. northcarolina.wedding-club.com. northcarolinadjective.com. OuterBanksWeddingGuild.com, the Outer Banks Wedding Guild. SomethingBorrowedSomethingBlue.com, Raleigh/Durham Wedding Planners. StarwoodHotels.com. North Dakota Wedding Marriage Websites. AbuTiFuLaugh.com. Ophoto.net, Wedding Planning Guide. Gigmasters.com, Hire a Band. LittleWeddingGuide.com. nd.topweddingsites.com. tiahutingzone.com/north_dakota.php. topweddinglinks.com/national directory/nd. weddingusa.com/links/north_dakota. Ohio Wedding Marriage Websites. thefrugalweddingphotographer.com, Northeast Ohio. 5stardj.com, Cleveland Wedding DJ. afterhours.com. atwoodlake.com, Ohio Wedding Location. caldwellflowershop.com, Ohio Wedding Coordinator. creativeweddingofficiants.com. georgianmanor.com, Hocking Hills B&B Vacation Lodging, Wedding Chapel. getmarriedohio.com. marriott.com, Courtyard Beechwood Hotel. ncohwedding.com, North Central Ohio Wedding. northeastohiotings.com. obridalguide.com. ohio.localweddingofficiants.com. ohiotingminister.com. ohiotingministries.org. ohiotingministry.org, Napoleon, O. ohiotingofficiate.com. ohiotingresources.com. ohiotings.net. ohiotingservices.com. ohiotingservices.com, Fremont. thecovingtonmadison.com, Wedding and Corporate Event Center, Cincinnati. thelodgegeneva.com, Ohio Wedding. theohiotingminister.com. Oklahoma Wedding Marriage Websites. funfresh.com, Crabtown is Oklahoma's banquet leader with 3 unique rooms to choose from. obma.org. ok.topweddingsites.com. okcweddingdj.com, disc jockey. okcweddingideas.com. oklahoma.localweddingofficiants.com. oklahoma.wedding-club.com. oklahomabikerwedding.com, Oklahoma Biker Weddings. oklahomahomoddings.com. tulsacelebrations.com. Oregon Wedding Marriage Websites. myportlandwedding.com. brofouting.com, covering the Portland and Puget Sound areas. centraloregonweddingexpo.com. davidsbridal.com. dexnose.com, Portland Wedding. or.topweddingsites.com. oregon.localweddingofficiants.com. oregon.wedding-club.com. oregon.winecountry.com/eventplanning/weddings.html. oregonscelebrations.com, Wedding Officiant. oregongarden.org/ne_weddings.html. oregonweddingsphotography.com. oregonwine.org, have your dream wine country wedding. ottercrestin.com/weddings. secularceremonies.com. weddings-oregon.com. Chapter 4. Weddings by State 3. Pennsylvania Wedding Marriage Websites. Blood test less than 30 days old, physical exam, 18 years old, no residency requirement, $30. 1825in.com, a Hershey, Pa Wedding and Honeymoon location. mrsbegin.com, the Mrs. Begin and Restaurant. officiant.us, Pennsylvania, Wedding Officiant. Poddings.com. Pennsylvania.localweddingofficiants.com. PennsylvaniaBridalPlanner.com. PhiladelphiaBridal.com. PittsburghWedding.com. Pocono-honeymoons.us, Pocono's wedding packages. PoconosBest.com. StarwoodHotels.com/wedding. Wedding-officiants.us, Pennsylvania, Wedding Officiant. WeddingUSA.com/link/Pennsylvania. WolvertonInn.com, weddings in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Tourism. 800 visit PA. State.pa/visit. Rhode Island wedding marriage websites. brides.com/local/Rhode_Island. Cateringcollaborative.com, wedding catering in Rhode Island. Mainventweddings.com. maxsdelicafe.com, corporate and social catering. newenglanddjs.com, wedding disc jockey. newnglandindsandresorts.com. rhode-island.localweddingofficiants.com. rhodeisland.wedding-club.com. rhodeislandweddingbands.com. riwedding.com. riweddingguide.com. riweddingvendors.com/bands.html. venusdemilo.com/rhode_island_wedding_reception.htm, have your Rhode Island wedding reception at the Venus de Milo restaurant. weddinggoeatery.com. weddingreportsry.com, Rhode Island wedding reception halls directory. yournewportwedding.com. South Carolina wedding marriage websites. beachweddings.net, beach wedding in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. brides.com/local/south_Carolina. carolinabridal.com. charlestonhospitality.com. Hilton Head Island Wedding Photography.blogspot.com. plancweddings.com. sc.topweddingsites.com. seasideweddingchapel.com, chapel weddings in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. south-carolina.localweddingofficiants.com. southcarolina.wedding-club.com. southcarolinabride.com. southcarolinaparks.com/weddings.aspx, wedding locations available at state parks. southcarolinaughtinghelp.com. southernbride.com, Greenville, SC. superzouthcarolina.com, South Carolina Yellow Pages. walnutlaneinn.com, the Greenville/Spartanburg area. weddingchapelbythesea.com, beach, chapel, and garden weddings in Myrtle Beach, SC. South Dakota wedding marriage websites. abutifulaffairoftheheart.com, Justices of the Peace, civil weddings. blackhillsweddingchapel.com, Black Hills Wedding Chapel. countryweddings.com/state/South Dakota/index.shtml. custerresorts.com/weddings.php, Custer State Park Resorts. iamfaith.us/harvestwedding.html, Mystic Chapel. Mystic, South Dakota. littleweddingguide.com, local wedding DJs. siouxfallsdj.com, disc jockey service. south-dakota.localweddingofficiants.com. Tennessee wedding marriage websites. Must be 18, no blood test, no waiting period, $35. asmokiswedding.com, Gatlinburg. cabinsofthesmoky-mountains.com. centeratmillenniumpark.com, TN Mountain Wedding at Millennium Park in the Great Smoky Mountains. chapelatthepark.com, Gatlinburg. chapelwedding.com, Gatlinburg. christopherplace.com, wedding package near Gatlinburg. evansmill.com, inn at Evans Mill, Highlands Rim. gatlinburgbride.com. hearthsidecabinrentals.com, Gatlinburg Wedding and Cabins. heartlandwedding.com, Smoky Mountain Wedding near Gatlinburg. justmywedding.com. marymainnashville.com. marymainnTennessee.com. marionamountain.com/candlelight.htm, Pigeon Forge. riverterrace.com, Gatlinburg Resort. smokymountainwedding.org, chapel, garden, waterfall weddings. smokymountain-photography.com. smokymountainwedding.com. smokymountainweddingchapels.com. smokyweddings.com, Pigeon Forge. Tennessean.com, Tennessee. Tennessee.localweddingofficance.com. TennesseeBridal.com. TWESA.com, Tennessee Wedding and Events Specialists Association. VictorianWeddingChapel.com, Gatlinburg. Tennessee Tourism. TNVacation.com. Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg.com. Gatlinburg-Tennessee.com. SmokyMountainFun.com. Chapel in the Village. Gatlinburg. 800-663 Mary. Cupid's Chapel of Love. 800-64 Cupid. Smoky MTN. Wedding Chapel. Pigeon Forge. 8000-262-5683. Smoky Ridge Wedding Chapel. 800-541-3372. Gatlinburg Honeymoon. 607-844-3379. 800-235-2661. Hidden MTN. Resorts. 800-541-6837. HotUBCabins.com. Gatlinburg. 888-864-9129. PigeonForgeTennessee.com. 800-264-3331. Evergreen Inn. WhisperwoodRetreat.com. 800-962-2246. Log Chapel near Gatlinburg. Texas Wedding Marriage Websites. AustinWeddings.com. BartonCreek.com, Barton Creek Resort and Spa. Blisswood.net/wedding.html, Blisswood Bed and Breakfast. Brides.com/local/Texas. DFWX.com, Dallas Ft. Worth, TX, Wedding Officiant. GraceChurchWeddingChapel.com, Grace Church Wedding Chapel Dallas and Fort Worth DFW. InnoandLakeGranbury.com. MansionWedding.com. MarriottWest.com, Romantic Texas Getaway at Horseshoe Bay Resort with Marriott. MurderMysteryBnB.com. RiverbluffPartyBarn.com, Texas Hill Country Wedding in Texas Hill Country. RoddyTree.com, get married outside and dance the night away in our huge outdoor pavilion covered with lights. TexasBridalGuide.com. TexasOutside.com/weddingmain.html. TexasStationWeddings.com. Texas-wedding.com, 800-997-1124. TexasWeddingMall.com. TexasWeddings.com. TexasWeddingVideos.com. tx.topweddingsites.com. txweddingphotography.com. txweddings.com. Utah Wedding Marriage Websites. provo-biz.com/bridalshoppa. bearphoto.com, Bear Photography in Salt Lake City. castlebrookweddings.com. cbgphotography.com. dexonline.com, Salt Lake Weddings. ellisonvideo.com, Utah Wedding Videographers. homesteadresort.com, Luxury Wedding Resort Utah. jksindulgence.com, Salt Lake City Wedding Catering. rosesachsgardens.com, Outdoor Utah Wedding Location Salt Lake City. saltlakebride.com. thanksgivingpoint.com, offers an 18-hole golf course, dining, petting zoo, botanical gardens and an educational museum. utahbrideandgroom.com. utahbrides.com. utahcakes.com, wedding cakes. utahdecor.com, Utah wedding decor and more. utahweddingexpo.com. utah-wedding-photography.com. utahweddingpianist.com. utahweddings.com. utahweddingshow.com. yourbigevent.com, Utah wedding planners and caterers. Vermont wedding marriage websites. ceoevents.com, Vermont weddings. greenmountainphotography.com, Burlington. hartnesshouse.com. inweston.com/weddings.html, Weston Vermont wedding. lilakin.com, Vermont Weddings at the Lilac Inn. Manchester VermontWeddings.com. New NG Land in SandResorts.com. O'ConnorPhotography.com/links.php. 100main.com. RedCloverIn.com. Sheraton.com/Burlington, Hotel. SmugGSIN.com, honeymoon spot in Jeffersonville, VT, 3 miles from the Smuggler's Notch Resort. Stowflake.com, Stowflake Mountain Resort. Stowin.com, Stow, Vermont. VAWP.com, Vermont Association of Wedding Professionals. VermontMadeWeddings.com. VermontMagazine.com. VermontVows.com. VermontWeddingAssociation.com. VermontWeddingBook.com. VermontWeddingGuide.com. VermontWeddingPhotographer.com. VermontWeddingPlanner.com. VermontWeddings.com. Vermont-Weddings.us. VermontWeddingVideo.com. VTVows.com, plan a New England wedding in VT. WeddingArden.com, Vermont and New Hampshire. WeddingsInVermont.com. WeddingsVermont.com. Weddings-Vermont.com. WeddingVideomon.com, Vermont Wedding Video. YourVermontWedding.com, Vermont Association of Wedding Professionals. Virginia Wedding Marriage Websites. abeachwedding.com, Virginia Beach. AllFaithsWeddings.net, a non-denominational wedding minister/officiant serving Virginia, Maryland, and the District of Columbia. AmericanEagleLimo.com, Virginia Wedding Service. AngeloScattering.com/weddings.htm, Hampton Roads Wedding Planners. BeerkBuyHouse.com, Northern Virginia Weddings. BlueRidgeWeddings.com. MarylandWeddings.com. MyDJ.com, Disc Jockeys. NatalieWeddingImages.com. NoWits.com, Baltimore Wedding Photography. PatRaponBridal.com, Bridal Boutique in Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia. TheHomestead.com, The Homestead Resort. ValleyWeddingChapel.com, Valley Wedding Chapel, Winchester, Virginia. Virginia.localweddingofficance.com. Virginia.wedding-club.com. Virginia.winecountry.com/event planning/weddings.html. VirginiaBridalGuide.com. Virginia-DJs.com. VirginiaWeddingCeremonies.com, a wedding in the University of Virginia Chapel, Charlottesville, Virginia. VirginiaAudience.org. WashingtonTalent.com, Virginia Wedding Entertainment Agency, hire a band or DJ for your wedding in Virginia. WeddingsVA.com. Woodruffins.com, Virginia Bed Breakfast. Washington Wedding Marriage Websites. FallBridal.com, Seattle's Fall Wedding Show. AnneMarieJulian.com, Seattle, WA, Wedding Officiant. BigWedding.com, Bridal Services Directory for Washington State. KimanoBlossomBandEB.com/wedevent.html, Kimano Island, WA, Kimano Blossom Bed and Breakfast. ExperienceWashingtonState.com/index.php/category/wedding. Leavenworth.org/miscellaneous/wedding guide 1.doc, Leavenworth, Washington. Mindsmile.com, Wedding Photography in Washington State, in and around the greater Seattle area. MobileParty.com, Infinite Sound Disc Jockey Service, Western WA. Orcasisle.com/weddings.php, Orcas Island. ProJSound.com, Washington State Wedding DJs. QuinaltBCHResort.com, Quinault Beach Resort Wedding. Revolutia.com, Tri-Cities of Washington. Skamania.com/Portland-wedding-packages.php, Skamania Lodge. SpiritoFWashingtonEventCenter.com, Seattle, Washington Wedding Site. SpiritoFWashingtonEventCenter.com, Seattle. SunMountainLodge.com/wedding/index.html, in the North Cascades Methau Valley. TracyCastle.com, Seattle, WA. Visit kitsap.com/weddings, Bremerton, WA. WallaceFallsLodge.com, Washington State wedding location. Wedding-chapels.org. West Virginia wedding marriage websites. AbuTifulafFairoftHeart.com, Justices of the Peace, Civil Weddings free wedding package by email. CanaanResort.com, host your WV wedding at Canaan Valley Resort. mbbride.com, wedding dress. MysteryTrainMedia.com, West Virginia wedding photography. RosemontManor.com, Rosemont Manor bed and breakfast, Weirton, West Virginia lodging. West-Virginia.localweddingofficiance.com. West-Virginia-doves.com, West Virginia white dove releases. Wisconsin wedding marriage websites. Wedplan.com, Madison weddings, Milwaukee weddings. BlueHarborResort.com, Sheboygan, WI. BridalsHowExpo.com. CedarBeachWI.com, Cedar Beach, Wisconsin wedding and reception hall, Lake Michigan. ChulaVistaResort.com, Wisconsin Dells Resort and Conference Center, includes an outdoor and indoor water park. Dells Bells Wedding Chapel.com, Dells Bells Wedding Chapel, Wisconsin Dells. DellsWeddings.com, Wisconsin Dells Weddings at the White Rose Bed and Breakfast Inns. DoorCounty.com. HumboldtHouse.com, Wedding Hall in Green Bay, Wisconsin. LakeLawnResort.com, Lake Lawn Resort. MadcapMilwaukee.com, a professional entertainment mobile DJ serving Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha. TheWatersofMinocqua.com, on-site indoor and outdoor venues. Wisconsin.localweddingofficiance.com. Wisconsin.wedding-club.com. WisconsinWedding.net. WisconsinWeddings.net. WIceWeddingPlanner.com. Wyoming wedding marriage websites. DDoubles.com, DDoubles Ranch, WY, a horse-drawn carriage. InstantMemories.com/wedding/Wyoming, Wyoming wedding photographer. LittleWeddingGuide.com, local wedding DJs. TetonRental.com, Jackson Hole, Wyoming wedding party rentals. wy.topweddingsites.com. Wyoming.localweddingofficiance.com. WyomingTourism.org/planning/vs/wedding_party_planning.php. WyomingWeddings.webpicturebook.com, Wyoming wedding photographers and photography. WyomingWeddingsMinister.com. American Samoa wedding marriage websites. PacificIsland Travel.com/Samoa/weddings/intro.html. WeddingSpecific.com/Samoa.html, Samoa wedding photographer. Guam wedding marriage websites. Guam.net. GuamWedding.com. Visit Guam.org. whathaveyowedding-guam.com/Guam/Guam.html. Puerto Rico wedding marriage websites. No residency requirement, VDRL test results within 10 days of wedding and must be negative. Divorce decree if applicable, death certificate for widow. AMKEvents.com, wedding and event planner Puerto Rico. CaribbeanGE.com/Puerto_Rico/weddings. CondadoPlaza.com/meetings_events/weddings.cfm, San Juan. DestinationWeddingPuertoRico.com/links.html. DestinationWeddings.com/Puerto_Rico_weddings.html. ElcoEnResort.com, luxury beachfront Puerto Rico resort. EmbassiesUItesDorado.com/Puerto Rico-weddings.htm. Fajardo.com/wedding-receptions.html. HiltonsCapes.com. HicksIslandHouse.com, Vieques luxury eco resort. Honeymoonsinc.com/Caribbean weddings. NormandyEPR.com, Puerto Rico beachfront wedding resort. Puerto Rico smallhotels.com/markets/weddings.htm. PuertoRicooutingPhoto.com. vieques-travel-guide.com/vieques-puerto-rico-weddings.html. DEPT of Health. Demographic Registry Office. 171, Quisqueya Street. Hato Ray. 787-728-7980. Marriage license papers, then a medical certificate from a local doctor. U.S. Virgin Islands wedding marriage websites. Belongo Bay Calm, Beach Resort, and Villas St. Thomas, US Virgin Islands. CaribbeanWeddings.com. FantasiaOuttings.com, St. Thomas. ForeverWeddings.net, romantic wedding package in St. Thomas. HillcrestStJohn.com, Hillcrest Guest House, Cruise Bay, St. John. IslandWeddingServices.com, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Perfect Wedding So FSDThomas.com. STJohnWeddings.com. STTweddings.com, St. Thomas. TETRALTDesign.com/virgin-islands-vacation_rentals_st_croy.html. USVI.net. USVItourism.vi. USVIwedding.com. Sixbride.com. Villadon.com, St. Croix Villa. Sixpages.com. VirginIslandWeddingMinistry.com. WeddingToDo.com/us_virgin_islands_wedding.shtml. Chapter 8. A Nevada Wedding Guide. Nevada Wedding. When you get to Las Vegas, you will see signs offering free wedding information. All they will do is give you a sales pitch for a certain wedding chapel. The way it works at the wedding chapel is about $50 for the basic service, extra fees for flowers, photos, rental of a wedding dress, etc. Plus they expect a $25 cash tip for the minister, but if you're cheap, go through a drive-through chapel and don't leave a tip. The Las Vegas wedding is legal all over the world. In a documentary by the E! Network called Vegas Weddings, they said people from all over the world go to Vegas for either the quickie, no hassle, drive-through wedding or the full-out elaborate weddings at the resort hotels with all the entertainment right there for the honeymoon. You can pick your mood: Italian at Venice, French at Paris, Treasure Island wedding and everything in between. There are a lot of theme weddings all the way from medieval, royal, fairy tale to science fiction. The Viva Las Vegas Wedding Chapel offers several themes, among them Elvis and Ghoulish. The Little White Wedding Chapel has everything set up for any theme including costumes and will go anywhere from a hot air balloon to a roller coaster. The Elvis wedding is big business. The general attitude is that this is one day that these people want to feel special and last a lifetime, so some of these Vegas wedding chapels and services go all out to cater to the wedding. I got the impression that the matron of the Little White Chapel loved her work as a calling in life, to be present at hundreds of thousands of weddings. It's a good way to stay inspired if you're into that sort of thing. Many disabled people like the drive-through service where they can stay in their cars. No blood test is required, no waiting period, plus a tourist destination right there for your honeymoon, around $45 fee. Go to the Marriage License Bureau, open from 8 a.m. to midnight weekdays and 24 hours weekends and holidays. If you're over 18, you don't need parental consent. You need one witness which they will supply for a fee. If you're divorced, you must know the date of the final decree and where it was. Every county capital has a marriage license office in the county clerk's department. Nevada Tourism. Capitol Complex. Carson City, Nevada, 89710. 800 Nevada 8. 800-638-2328. 800-237-0774. Fax, 702-687-6779. TravelNevada.com. NevadaWeb.com. NevadaConnection.com. Marriage License Bureau. Clark County, Las Vegas. 200 South 3rd Street. First FL. Las Vegas, Nevada, 89155. 702-455-4415. 702-455-3156. 702-455-2590, Divorce Records. LV Police. 702-795-3111. lvmpd.com. Lake Tahoe. Marriage License Bureau. 775-588-7100. Carson City Courthouse. 885 East Musser Street. STE 1025. Carson City, 89701. 775-887-2084. Carson-city.nv.us. Clark County Courthouse. 200 South 3rd Street. Las Vegas, Nevada, 89155. 702-455-4415. co.clark.nv.us. Marriage License Bureau. Washoe Courthouse. 75 Court Street. Room 131. Reno, Nevada, 89520. 775-328-3275. co.washoe.nv.us. Washoe County Clerk, Incline Village. 865 Tahoe Boulevard, number 102. Box 30083. Incline Village, Virginia, 89451. 775-832-4166. co.washoe.nv.us. Douglas County Administration Building. 175 U.S. Highway 50. State Line, Nevada, 89449. 775-586-7290. Douglas County Administration. Minden Inn. 1594 Esmeralda. Room 105. Minden, Colorado, 89423. 775-782-9014. cltr.co.douglas.nv.us. Regional Government Center. 101 Civic Way. Laughlin, 89029. 702-298-4622. LaughlinChamber.com. Las Vegas Wedding Chapels. beautifulweddings.net/news/82740-las-vegas-hotel-weddings.asp. escapevegas.info. vegas.com/weddings/hotel chapels. In Las Vegas Wedding Chapels.com. advancedphotography.com, Las Vegas. Always and Forever Weddings.com, Las Vegas. 702wedding.com, Las Vegas Weddings. aboutvegasweddings.com, About Vegas Weddings. BellagioLasVegas.com, 888-987-3344. bridalspectacular.com. Caesars.com, 702-731-7422, 800-634-6661. chapelsoflasvegas.com, Chapels of Las Vegas. circus-las-vegas.com, 800-634-6716. cupidswedding.com, Cupid's Weddings and Receptions. gracelandchapel.com, Graceland Wedding Chapel. imperialpalace.com, 800-634-6441, 702-346-3373. lasvegaswedding.com, Las Vegas Wedding Chapels. lasvegasweddings.com, Las Vegas Weddings and Rooms. lasvegasweddingsforyou.com, Las Vegas Weddings for You. littlechapel.com, Little Chapel of the Flowers. littlewhitechapel.com, A Little White Chapel. lvgardenoflove.com. lvrev.com. mandalayBay.com, 877-632-7701. mgmgrant.com, 800-646-1203. monte-carlo.com, 800-311-8999, 702-730-7575. New York HotelCasino.com, 800 Naform. Paris-LV.com, 888 Bonjour. PlayRio.com, 888 PlayRio. TheRiviera.com, Las-Vegas-Wedding.com, 800-794-9451, 702-794-9494. Vegas.com/weddings. VegasWed.org. VegasWeddingsForYou.com, Las Vegas Weddings. VegasWeddingServices.com. 6ValasVegasWeddings.com. 6ValasVegasWeddings.com. WikiArcade.com. Aaron's Chapel of the Bells. 2233 Las Vegas Boulevard South, Las Vegas. 702-735-6803. A Hollywood Wedding Chapel. 2207 Las Vegas Boulevard South. 702-731-0678. A Hollywood Wedding Chapel.com. A Las Vegas Wedding Chapel. 727 South 9th Street, Las Vegas. 702-383-5909. lvchapel.com. A Little White Chapel. 1301 Las Vegas Boulevard South, Las Vegas. 800-545-8111. A Special Memory Wedding Chapel. 800 South 4th Street, Las Vegas. 702-384-2211. A SpecialMemory.com. Candlelight Wedding Chapel. 2855 Las Vegas Boulevard South, Las Vegas. 702-735-4179. Carol's Personally Yours. 4312 Via Vaquero Avenue, Las Vegas, Nevada 89102. 800-451-9703. Aviva Las Vegas Wedding Chapel. 1205 Las Vegas Boulevard South, Las Vegas. 800-574-4450. VivaTLasVegasVillas.com. Bellagio Wedding Chapel. Bellagio Hotel. 702-693-7700. Caesars Palace Chapel. Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. 800-634-6001, extension 7422. Caesars.com. Candlelight Wedding Chapel. 2855 Las Vegas Boulevard South, Las Vegas. 702-735-4179. Canterbury Wedding Chapel. Excalibur Hotel, Las Vegas. 800-811-4320. Chapel at Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo Hotel, Las Vegas. 800-822-8651. Chapel by the Bay. Mandalay Bay Resort, Las Vegas. 877-632-7701. Chapel of Love. 1431 Las Vegas Boulevard. 702-387-0155. Chapel-of-love.com. Chapel of the Fountain. Circus, Las Vegas. 800-634-6717. Chapel of Your Dreams. 946 East Sahara Avenue. 702-734-3732. Chapelle de Paris, Paris, Las Vegas. 877-650-5021. ParisLasVegas.com. Cupid's Wedding Chapel. 827 Las Vegas Boulevard S, Las Vegas. 800-543-2933. CupidsWedding.com. Emerald Gardens. 891 South Rampart Boulevard, Las Vegas. 702-242-5700. Flamingo Garden Chapel. Flamingo Hotel. Las Vegas. 800-933-7993. lvflamingo.com/chapel. Forever Grand Wedding Chapel. MGM Grand. Las Vegas. 800-646-5530. mgmgrand.com. Graceland Wedding Chapel. 619 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Las Vegas. 702-474-665S. Heritage Wedding Chapel. Plaza Hotel and Casino. Las Vegas. 702-731-2400, extension 2210. 888-241-5000. heritagewedding.com. Island Wedding Chapel. Tropicana Hotel. Las Vegas. 702-798-3778. tropicanachapel.com. Las Vegas Weddings. 800-789-9 I do. Little Chapel of the Flowers. 1717 Las Vegas Boulevard South. 800-843-2410. Little Church of the West. 4617 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Las Vegas. 800-821-2452. littlechurchlv.com. Little White Wedding Chapel. 1301 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Las Vegas. 800-545-8111. 702-382-5943. MGM Grand Wedding Chapel. 3799 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Las Vegas, Nevada 89109. 800-646-5530. Shalimar Wedding Chapel. 1401 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Las Vegas. 800-255-9633. ShalimarWeddingChapel.com. Silver Bell Wedding Chapel. 607 Las Vegas Boulevard South. 702-382-3726. Las Vegas. Silverbell.com. Sweethearts Wedding Chapel. 1155 Las Vegas Boulevard South. 702-385-7785. Las Vegas. SweetheartsChapel.com. Texas Station Wedding Chapel. Texas Station Casino. Las Vegas. 702-631-8344. Victoria's Wedding Chapel. 2800 W. Sahara Ave. Las Vegas. 702-252-4565. 6valasvegasweddings.com. VivaLasVegasVillas.com. DLVIceWeddingChapel.com. 800-574-4450. 702-384-0771. Wedding Bells Chapel. 2955 Las Vegas Boulevard S. 800-305-9040. WeddingBellsChapel.com. Wedding Chapel at the Rio. Rio Suite Hotel. 888-746-5625. PlayRio.com. Wedding Chapels at Treasure Island. Treasure Island. 800-527-6393. Weddings Alderalia. 3743 Las Vegas Boulevard. Las Vegas. 702-795-1726. Other Nevada Wedding Chapels. Laughlin. Colorado Bell. 702-298-4000. 800-47 River. ColoradoBell.com. Edgewater. 800-283-1177. Edgewater-casino.com. Flamingo Laughlin. 702-298-5111. 800-352-6464. FlamingOLaughlin.com. Ramada Express. 702-298-4200. 800-243-6846. RamadaExpress.com. Riverside Resort. 702-298-2535. 800-227-3849. RiversideResort.com. Mesquite. Casablanca. 702-346-7529. 800-459-PLAY. CasablancaResort.com. Eureka. 800-346-4611. EurekaMesquite.com. Oasis. 702-346-5232. 800-621-0187. OasisResort.com. Virgin River. 800-346-7721. Virgin-River.com. Minden. Chapel at the Inn. Carson Valley Inn. Minden. 775-782-9711. CVINN.com. Reno/Sparks. Adventure in Wedding Chapel. 3575 S. Virginia St. Reno. 775-828-2436. Adventurein.com. A Beautiful Beginning. Riverside Wedding Chapel. 200 W. 2nd St. Reno. 775-322-3474. Candlelight Chapel. 600 W. 4th St. Reno. 775-786-5355. 800-714-3744. Candlelight-wedding-chapel.com. Celebration Wedding Chapel. Reno Hilton. 775-333-6699. 800-255-1771. Chapel of the Bells. 700 West 4th Street. Reno. 775-323-1375. RenoChapel.com. Courtyard Wedding Chapel. Johnnescuagas Nugget Sparks. 775-356-3300, extension 3549. 800-843-2427. JANugget.com. Cupid's Chapel of Love. 629 North Virginia Street. Reno. 702-323-2930. Heart of Reno Wedding Chapel. 243 S. Sierra St. Reno. 775-786-6882. Now and Forever Chapel. 422 South Rock Boulevard. Sparks. 775-356-1122. ForeverChapel.com. Park Wedding Chapel. 136 South Virginia Street. Reno. 775-323-1770. Silver Bells Wedding Chapel. 628 N. Virginia St. Reno. 775-322-0420. 800-221-9336. SilverbellsWeddingChap.com. Starlight Wedding Chapel. 80 Court Street. Reno. 775-786-4949. White Lace and Promises Wedding Chapel. 253 Truckee River Lane. Reno. 775-786-7020. 800-613-0348. Wildflower Village Chapel. 4395 W. 4th St. Reno. 775-747-8848. Wedding Bells Chapel. 642 Sierra Street. Reno. 702-329-0909. Miscellaneous. Cal Nevada Resort. Crystal Bay, Lake Tahoe. 775-832-4000. 225-6382. Chapel of the Pines. 675 Fairview Drive. Number 218. Carson City. 800-426-2858. chapelofthepines.com. Church of the Ponderosa. Ponderosa Ranch. Incline Village, Lake Tahoe. 775-831-0691. ponderosaranch.com. Silver Queen. Virginia City. 775-847-0468. Lake Mead Cruises. Lake Mead near Boulder City. 702-293-6180. Fax, 702-293-0343. LakeMeadCruises.com. Free Spirits, the 865 Tahoe Boulevard. Incline Village, Lake Tahoe. 775-831-6419. WedTahoe.com. HarveysTahoeWeddings.com. 800-553-1022. 775-588-2411. North Tahoe Conference Center. 8318 North Lake Boulevard. Kings Beach. 530-546-7249. NorthLakeTahoe.net. Wedding Chapel/Caesars Tahoe. 775-588-4422. 800-833-4422. CaesarsWedding.com. SaleWoodwind.com. 888-867-6394. Wedding up to 50 guests on sale. Ship Lake Tahoe.